Well, look who's here.
How are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful, Monsignor. How are you?
Good, I'm fine.
So nice to see you
Good
again.
to see you too. Here.
All right, come on in.
Good. Thanks, Tom.
Here.
How are you, brother? I'm well. Good.
Hello there.
Stephanie, Sean, thanks for coming. How are you? Great to see you this evening.
Great to see you, Eric.
Fun to be here.
Hey, Heidi. Hey, Jeff. Thanks for coming. Great to see you.
I look forward to seeing you on the court, young lady.
Oh my gosh, Lynn, you've outdone yourself again this year with the food.
Oh, just a little family recipe. Here we go.
My favorite.
Eileen, do you want to serve it?
Miss Roy, would you like one of Miss Brennan's delicious appetizers?
Why, thank you, Cece. That sounds delicious.
Hey, Jack, how about a drink?
There you go. Mary, can I get you something?
This would-
Maybe some wine just
There
this
was right there.
once.
I think that was a safety blitz.
Tell me, Father Joseph, why should people support SFX School?
There are so many reasons, Bishop Coyne. Here are just a few. Over $86,000 in total tuition assistance awarded so far to 33 families. We've got $85 provides 2 sets of uniforms for a child in need. Also, we have 21 dedicated faculty members here at the school. This year also as well, 49 new students and 38 new families. So in total we have 183 students this year and over 267 donors to last year's annual appeal. Finally, we have 25% of our families have received tuition assistance.
Excellent reasons, Father Joseph. Supporting our Catholic schools is a great idea for everyone in the diocese.
Everybody, it's time for our speeches.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming together with us today. We're sorry we can't be doing this in person, but obviously because of COVID, we are not able to be with you. We're very thankful to be gathered in this intimate event, though, to celebrate the kickoff of another year of the St. Francis Annual Appeal. I want to take a moment to thank all of our guests this afternoon. All of them are here helping us flatten the curve. We're really appreciative of that. Hopefully you'll get a chance to see them in action a little bit later on. It's a great day to be together. It's some amazing weather and clearly a sign from above that this is meant to be. As always, we want to start by saying thank you. The tremendous gift that all of you have done, your prayers, your thoughts, the amount of support we've gotten during this difficult time has been overwhelming. The school is alive and well. We're doing wonderful work. Our students have been able to be in 5-day in-person education since the start of the year, and we could not be more appreciative of all of you who have supported that mission, have been there with us the entire time, and have made sure we can continue to do that great work. In a moment, I'll be introducing our chair and co-chair who's standing behind me and or sitting behind me, and we'll get this party started. But I do again want to say thank you for everything, and again, if you're looking this year kind of at our theme of guiding in faith, hope, and love, it's so tremendous given our society, given what's going on in the world, those key factors just coming together, being together in our everyday world. We're getting to see it in color and in person. Our students have responded so positively to being together, have been so responsive to our COVID restrictions, and have not missed a beat. It's been a great joy to come to school every day and see students smiling, being together, and being happy. What a great appreciation we have for the gift that is our Catholic school, and we look forward to continuing to support that mission. Shout out to all of you who couldn't be here, just thinking of you and praying for your families and anything that may be going on. And again, just thank you for your support, for your willingness to continue to support us and to recognize the great work that we do. As I always do, I struggle to figure out what the right words are to introduce the man directly behind me, but I think I'm just going to keep it short and brief. We're very blessed by his wisdom and his continued faith in us and his continued leadership. So without further ado, let me introduce Monsignor LaValle and have him share a few words with you this afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Becker. Good afternoon. I'm very happy to be here, and it's a wonderful, beautiful day. As you see, my co-chairperson is with me. It's Our Lady. You've heard me say it many, many times, but I'm going to say it again. There would be no St. Francis Xavier School without the intercession of the Blessed Mother. I believe that with every fiber of my being, and I'm going to keep saying that for as long as I'm here and as long as there's a school. And that's going to be a long time for both of us, I think. I just wanted to go there. It goes to her. There would be no school without Our Lady. With that in mind, let's talk about a Catholic school. What does it mean? I've heard it described in a lot of different things as a private school. No. I've heard it described as the alternative to a public school. No, it's a Catholic school. What does that mean and why is it important? It deals with two things, basically. One of the things that it deals with is to learn about Christ. To learn about Jesus Christ and his gospel and his church. That deals with Scripture, it deals with what we believe as Catholics, it deals with morals, it deals with the whole gospel of Jesus Christ. Teaching that. So it starts with learning about Christ. But St. Paul says this, my goal is that you know Christ. Now, to know about him and to know him are not the same thing. I can know about George Washington or Abraham Lincoln or Genghis Khan or anybody else that I want to think about, good or bad, but it doesn't affect me. It's simply knowledge about them. Our faith has to go deeper than knowing about Jesus Christ. It has to be about knowing him, not just knowing about him. There's a line from St. Paul that I think says it all. He says, be imitators of me as I am of Christ. And when I was a student, I used to think that was a very vain statement for the saint to make. Why didn't you just say be imitators of Christ? As I began to grow, I began to understand that we need examples. So Catholic school is just not a school with reading, writing, arithmetic, and all of the rest of it, with the addition of a class in religion. Do we have the religion class? Yes. But that by itself doesn't make it a Catholic school. The early church that Paul talks about was based on his teaching of Jesus Christ. And it goes back to the very day that he found Christ. It was on the road to Damascus. He was on his way to persecute the church, to destroy it, because he believed that it was evil. And he was knocked to the ground and he was struck blind. And a voice said to him, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? Not my church, not my followers, not my disciples. Why do you persecute me? And he said, who are you, Lord? And he said, I am Jesus of Nazareth, whom you persecute. Christ and his church are one. Christ needs the church needs Christ. It's head and members together. That affected all of Paul's teaching, and everything went back to the building of community. So a Catholic school that's really Catholic is a miniature church. It's the church in miniature. So you have your religion classes, and then you get to learn Christ all through the day. And that's where our marvelous administration and our wonderful faculty come into play, and our parents and all the people that work there to keep us alive. The learning of Christ is in the classroom, not just in the classes that they're studying, but in the way they treat each other. It's on the playground. It's in the library. It's going up the hill to go to the field or going into the church. It's putting Christ at the center. How do we love one another? We have a tremendous loving faculty. They teach themselves. They teach their belief in Christ. There's nothing that can take the place of a good example. I can remember one of the things that drew me to the diocesan priesthood was when I was at Camp Holy Cross as a seminarian. I wasn't even a seminarian, I was a junior counselor in high school. And I was looking, we were having, some food came in and we were all going down to the kitchen at night to have something, and I was looking for a particular seminarian, and I went to, all through the camp, I couldn't find one. And I finally went down to the chapel, and I saw him. The only light he was in came from the tabernacle. And he was kneeling, and my first impulse was to go and to disturb him, and I looked again. And I didn't disturb him. I knew he had something I wanted. That was a stepping stone. Small, big, I don't know. But it was part of the journey, and it was a good example. You can't replace it. And so, our school, I think, is the church in miniature. We have new students that have come to us this year because of the pandemic. Maybe the motivation is because we go 5 days a week. But out of that right now, I'm dealing alone with 3 families who are saying, I want what you have. And they were brought there by the child. And no child has ever been pressured into becoming a Catholic. There's no saying, you have to become a Catholic, you have here. But it's the Catholic influence of the faculty, of what they're seeing with the administration, with the principal, with everybody, that's making it happen. It's the church in miniature. Every child is her child. Every child is her child. Please do all you can to keep us alive and thriving. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Monsignor, for those beautiful words. I think to echo that, we want to take a moment to thank Tom and Lynn Brennan, who continue to open their home to us. I know the man needs no introduction, but I feel like based on what Monsignor just said, the right introduction is a love for a man became a love for a school, became a love for lunch, and continues to be a love of some kind that is yet to be named. But we want to make sure we take a moment to thank both of them for their continued support, and of course to give this man an opportunity to do what he does best, which is share some knowledge and share some wisdom and help us celebrate the tremendous gift that is St. Francis Catholic School. So,
Thank you,
Brennan,
Mr.
it's
B.
all yours.
First of all, let me say there was a time when, in fact, I didn't need an introduction. But that time is long past. So I'm Tom Brennan. I used to be the coach at UVM. And Lynn and I are so happy each and every year to sponsor and host, not sponsor, but host this event. And it's just a labor of love. And we're obviously very, very disappointed that people couldn't be here today. And obviously, luckily, the people are. Diddy has his yacht out in the lake, P. Diddy, and he's going to bring it in, and we're going to take the Monsignor out for his birthday. It's coming up pretty soon. So so the rest of you, maybe next year, when we reconvene here, maybe we can get back on the yacht, but this year it's just going to be this select few. And, you know, it's interesting, this just came to me when the Monsignor was talking about examples, and when you talk about him as an example, it's all capital letters. But I remember as I'm looking across the way here at one of any take your pick McCormick's, and I can remember so vividly being in that lunchroom, and there were 3 periods of lunch, and I remember Robbie when he was in 7th or 8th grade. He was a big kid, and it was cold out, and they always played kickball. I remember that. Everybody, all the bigger kids played kickball until they came in for lunch. And I remember looking out the window and saying, God, they're having so much fun, those kids. They're just so, they're so full of life. They're so excited. And then they'd come in, and he'd come in, his nose would be running, his face would be bright red. How you doing, Rob? Good, Coach. Good. And now our boy is a 3rd-year engineering student at Georgia Tech. And an example, talk about examples. And one of the greatest things about our school is that you kind of pick them out of a hat. It doesn't matter. Almost everybody's an example, certainly academically, and obviously that has to do with our wonderful staff. And as I said, our boy, think about this. He runs $1 million operation. Don't ask for a dime, ever. It's amazing. And yet he knows, and we all know how important it is. But, you know, I harken back to when I was coaching, and that you always would say, you know why we're doing this? Because it's bigger than all of us. It's bigger than each of us, and you really get that feeling when you go into St. Francis, and especially when you're in the lunchroom and you can meet the teachers, you know, as they share their duties, and I know they must love coming in there. But anyway, you know, you just get to see what a wonderful staff, and really, you can feel the love. You really can feel the love, and we're very, very happy to be a part of it. I'm so terribly sad I couldn't hug 70 or 80 of you today like I did in all the previous years. But anyway, we really, really need your support, and I will say when you write that check, you really know, like, this is neat. This is for something really neat and special. And I'd be remiss if I did not congratulate Tom McCormick on becoming a deacon. What a wonderful thing that is for he and his family. Just unbelievable. And I know Monsignor's thrilled, and we are thrilled too. We've at our 4 o'clock meetings on Friday, we've kind of labeled him Jesus 2.0. He's kind of taking it pretty well, so we're going to go with that. And also, I would be remiss if I didn't mention how much we appreciate Pete's contributions. I know he spent a lot of money at that school, and we all know how hard it is for him to write those checks. So thank you, Pete McCormick, too. So anyway, and again, what a wonderful day. Even it couldn't be as big as we'd like it. And next year we will reconvene, I promise, and look forward to it. And I'll be able to hug everybody, and then we'll take a ride on Diddy's yacht. Thank you.
Thank you once again, everyone, for taking the time to watch this video to join us. The good news is Tom will never need an introduction again. He has now set the standard for the rest of his career, so he's in great shape. Please know again how much we appreciate what you do, what you contribute, your commitment to us. What we do is not a job, it's a calling. And that calling calls us every day, and it calls us through pandemics, it calls us through good times, bad times. It makes you want to get out of bed in the morning. It makes you want to put your feet on the ground. It makes you want to come and do what you do. And when you see these kids and you hear stories like you've just heard, and you talk about that love and that commitment, it's greater than all of us. It really is. And it's so, so important that we're able to continue to do what we do, because it makes the world a better place, one human being at a time. And there is no greater gift than making a person a better human being. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, your love. God bless. Have a great rest of your holiday season.
I always find it very emotional when the Monsignor speaks.
He always makes me cry.
So, Father Scott, what did you think of Monsignor's chat this afternoon?
I thought it was quite good. What'd you think, Mary?
Paul, how many zeros in a million again?
Marty, put that checkbook away. You didn't win.
They're coming.
You're not him.
It's a disappointment, I'm sure.
Sorry.
Start again.
Okay.
Let's see.
Can we wait for
Let's see.
Oh my gosh, Lynn, you've outdone yourself again this year.
Just a little family recipe. You want me to take it?
Take two. That is unbelievable. I've never heard that in my entire life.
West Coast team.
And one of the best programs in college football history, playing at 9 in the morning.
This is the happy they're playing at all.
All right, we're getting ready for our take back here. You extras on the set, quiet.
I'd like to hear your confession.
I'd like to give it to you. But neither one of us has the time or the courage to do that.